Hi everyone, I'm Wendy Rogers with the Beaver Creek Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here today with one of our newest members, Jason Layton with Reclaimed Rustic Designs. How are you doing today, Jason?
I'm pretty good, and you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Jason has this amazing woodworking shop here in Beaver Creek, Ohio, and makes some beautiful pieces. So Jason, tell us how you got started in your business.
So, completely self-taught. I started this business back in 2014. We had just moved to New Jersey. My wife wanted a new headboard for our bed, and I didn't want to buy one. So I figured I could make something as good as what she wanted.
Sure.
So trial and error, made something that came out pretty well. I
Yeah.
thought somebody else might want something like this, so I built one, put it on Craigslist, and it spiraled from there to now this.
So now, instead of just doing headboards, you're doing tables, bars, cabinetry. You do everything custom, and that includes, we're down to like drawers, lighting, the whole shebang, I'll say, right?
Yeah, so everything that you want for a bar, for example, lighting, butcher block countertops, hardwood bar tops, fascia, antique look wood, anything like that that's wood in design and function, that's really what I do.
Okay. So tell us where you get your wood, or do you have a favorite kind, or do you have some examples you can show us a little bit?
Yeah, so most of the wood that I get, predominantly I get, is locally harvested wood from a couple of mills. So one of the main mills I use is over in Moraine. They get all their trees from local companies that cut down trees that are in people's yards that they're doing an addition, and the tree's too big or the tree dies and it needs to come down. So they will mill the tree up, cut it into slabs, they'll dry it, and that's my predominant supplier. As far as wood species are concerned, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Ohio has a ton of really great species: walnuts, maples, oaks, elms, beech. There's just a lot of species around here. So we have kind of an ever-evolving list of woods that we can use.
Okay.
It just depends on what gets brought in and what gets cut down.
Okay. Okay.
So like this table in front of us, this is a sycamore tree. Fairly wide. This is like a 36-inch wide sycamore slab. Right beside it is an elm. This is a Siberian elm.
Okay.
A lot of the elm trees got wiped out with the Dutch elm disease, but Siberian elm are still around, and they're just a beautiful tree.
And tell us about this one. This is really, I have never seen anything like this, and I probably have never even heard of the type of tree that you're going to tell me it is, but the color with it being so light in the veins is almost, you can envision this like in a bathroom or a kitchen because it's marble-like almost,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, so this is a maple, but it's a very specific kind of maple, what's called Ambrosia and Spalted maple. So the Ambrosia is a beetle that works its way into the wood, and it leaves the Ambrosia fungus, which
Okay.
causes some silver streaking.
Okay.
And then after the tree dies and falls down, there's another fungus that comes in here that creates these black lines. It's a spalting, is what they call. So very unique piece of maple,
Okay.
but yeah, it does have that marble look to it, and it's
Okay.
pretty unique.
And so you basically, you just kind of see what's going on or what's at the mill, and you can kind of look at a piece and say, hey, that's kind of different, or I like the, I'll just say the marbling on it. And so you'll say, okay, I want to go get that one. There's nothing, you can just do it custom to what anybody likes, or if they're looking for a certain look, you can kind of manage that with equating that to the type of wood, or...
Right, so really it starts with what the client's looking for in terms of color. Are they looking for a specific color? Are they looking for something unique and different and a lot of character? And then we go to the mill and we see what's available, what's been sawn up recently, what's getting ready to come out of the kiln, and just kind of pick from there. But there's so many options that sometimes it can be overwhelming.
That's amazing.
But there's really no wrong way to go. There's just so many options out there that there's always something people can find that they like.
Absolutely. So how long does it take for you to do some of these pieces? If somebody were to come to you and say, oh, I want a dining room table.
Sure. So the actual work on my end to do is not a terribly long amount of time. You're talking a week to 2 weeks from start to finish from the time I get
amazing.
the material in my hands to actually do all the work and the labor. The problem is lead times, right? So the mill has to do their part. They have to do the flattening. They have to order in legs and things like that. And then obviously other client projects that take up time.
Sure.
So I typically tell people once they get a hold of me and we come up with a design and say, yes, this is what we want to do. It's about a 4 to 6 week process until it's finally delivered, which isn't terribly long.
No, that's not, considering a lot of the supply chain issues and things that are going on. People have ordered furniture. I've heard horror stories where it's months down the road until they can get something, and now they can come see you, and in 4 to 6 weeks they can get something specific and custom, and no one else is really going to have anything. I mean, all
Right.
these pieces are totally individual.
Right, and it's all stuff that's right from the Dayton area. It's not something you're going to get from overseas or even out of state.
Right.
These trees all come right from the local area.
So that's amazing. So local wood and a local guy here in Beaver Creek that's doing it for one-of-a-kind pieces of furniture. That's really amazing. What a great story that you have, and everything. I hope Chris, if you were able to get some shots here of some of the pieces that Jason has done, a bar over here, the tables and everything else. It's just truly amazing what beautiful work you do. And I thank you so much for being part of the chamber. And if anybody has any questions or they want to reach out to you, Jason, and maybe order or see some of these pieces, how can they get a hold of you?
So the easiest way is my website. So Reclaim Rustics Design, rusticsdesign.com. I'm on Facebook, and so I'm also on Instagram. So Instagram and Facebook is where I put all my recent photos, current projects, but rusticsdesign.com is my website.
Perfect. And if you can't remember that, you can always go to the Beaver Creek Chamber of Commerce.org and go to our website, and you can look Jason up because he will be listed in our member directory. And also be looking for this video. It'll be out here in a few short weeks. You'll be able to see some of his projects and some of the things that he's done. And please always feel free to reach out to him and get a one-of-a-kind piece of furniture. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Jason.
Thank you.